In case you missed it, France turned into a Mad Max civil war this past weekend. The French get out and protest every few weeks, it seems. They get together in front of the Eiffel Tower and the Arc de Triomphe and burn a few trash cans. But this time it was different. Rioters took to the streets and destroyed billions of dollars in local property, while violent criminals pulled out their illegal guns, and there was nothing the average Frenchman could do about it. These recent riots prove the age-old saying, when guns are outlawed, only outlaws will have guns. Now, just like the rest of Europe, France has stricter gun laws than anywhere in the United States. French citizens do not have the individual right to carry a firearm in public for self-defense. Instead, they have strict regulations for anyone that does want to keep a firearm at home, like limits on the type and amount of guns and ammo you can own, universal background checks, and wait for it, gun registration. What began in France as mostly peaceful protests would end up with full-auto belt feds and other weapons of war being used to terrorize the streets of France. Protesters started by burning cars, starting fires, and shooting off fireworks, but soon began using shotguns to shoot out police cameras. Then they brought out the bigger guns, like semi-automatic AK-style firearms. Video footage revealed the criminals shooting directly into the air in the city center, endangering the surrounding area. After that, more footage surfaced online of protesters with handguns and belt-fed machine guns marching down the street in broad daylight. Terrorized citizens ran and screamed as security alarms blared. Meanwhile, average French citizens attempted to stand up to the rioters with wooden bats and other improvised weaponry. It's clear, France's gun control did nothing to end gun violence over there. Criminals dominated the street. These rioters didn't care for France's gun laws. They had illegal firearms. They took those illegal firearms and shot them in public to wreak havoc, without regard for France's ban on public carry of firearms or the safety of the general public. It just so happens at the exact same time as these peaceful but fiery protests in France, Florida's permitless carry law went into effect. Anti-gun advocates and groups have been screaming into the void about how Florida is becoming a more dangerous state. Yet Florida celebrated a weekend of peace while it's gun-controlled France that burned. The Founding Fathers fostered our well-armed society for the security of our free state. In other words, the individual's Second Amendment right is protected for the common good and helps us keep ourselves, our loved ones, and our nation safe. For example, during the race riots in LA, local Korean business owners stood up to criminals by arming their employees and guarding their neighborhoods from the rooftops. Again, during riots in Kenosha, Wisconsin, locals like Kyle Rittenhouse used firearms to patrol local communities, put out fires, offer first aid, and defend themselves from violent criminals. In the United States, our Second Amendment empowers citizens with the means to stand up to tyranny, whether it's by an oppressive government, a violent criminal, or a roving gang of bandits during a period of unrest. France's example has proven that gun control only affects law-abiding citizens. Criminals won't give up their guns no matter what gun restrictions the government enacts, and the Second Amendment says that the people shouldn't have to give up their guns either. We refuse to sit idly by while bureaucrats or legislators enact feel-good measures that disarm you and leave you searching for improvised weapons during the next period of rioting and looting. Gun owners of America will never stop fighting for your rights to defend yourself and your community against any threat. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more updates from GOA.